Hello friends. So this is our second lecture in which we begin with the chapter of wave optics. So already we have learned in the first lecture the nature of light and its four theories. Let us recall that four theories, which is the first one is the Newton's corpuscular theory, second one wave nature of light according to Huygens, third one the dual nature of light, and number fourth one, that is light as electromagnetic wave. After that we begin with the next topic in this chapter is Huygens theory in detail. So that theory will have number of points. So the very first point in that theory is the primary and secondary sources or primary secondary sources of light. So let us begin with the subtopic. So first one is the primary source. So how to define this primary source? The sources of light which emit the light of their own. They emit light by own because of number of phenomena. So the primary source of light emits light of their own because of three particular phenomena. So first one is the high temperature. So because of high temperature, that source emits the light. That is called, that example is, for example, sun. So on surface of sun, because of high temperature, it will continuously emits the light in all possible direction. So the example is sun, then heated object. All heated object act as the primary source. They emit the light of their own. Then different types of flames. So all the flames, for example, candle flame, etc. These sources act as the primary sources. And now we have the second part or second type of source are called secondary sources. So let us define or try to understand the secondary sources. We have one more part, another example, One is because of high temperature we have primary source. Second part or second category, we have the effect of current. Effect of current. So when current passes through the conductors, they emit the light. That is also a category of primary sources. So for example, we have the tube light, or television screen, etc. These are also the sources called primary sources. So when current passes through the tube light or any ordinary light source, they produce their light of their own, act as a primary source. This is because of the effect of current pass through them. Again we have the third example of primary source. Then we go to the secondary sources. So again we have the third example. So in that third example we have the chemical and nuclear reaction. So in that we have the example of firecrackers, then nuclear energy generators. So these are the example of the chemical and nuclear reaction in which again we have the light will be produced or emit from that particular sources, and that all these three category are came in a category of primary sources. Now we have the second sources called secondary sources. So secondary sources are the sources which do not produce light of their own. Do not produce light. Do not produce light of their own. But either reflect or scattered light coming from the primary source. So when light incident on one object, it will either reflect or scatter the light. That type of sources are called secondary sources. Now we have simple examples of secondary sources as the moon. So when light from sun incident on surface of moon, it will reflect. So we can see the moon when sunlight is reflected by moon surface. So these moon act as source of secondary sources which do not have its own light. Then another example of planets. Different planets also we can see through telescope. These are also the secondary sources. Then again, according to textbook, we have animals, then plants, etc. act as secondary sources. So these are the two types of sources that we are going to discuss in detail in the next subtopics of Huygens theory. Now let us begin with the second point in Huygens theory, that is the concept of wavefront. Now the actual topic we begin. So the important topic we begin in this chapter is from the wavefront. So let us begin with the definition and understanding of concept of wavefront. So first of all, we define the wavefront and then we try to explain what is the concept of wavefront. So the locus of all the points of medium which are in same phase at given instant of time is called wavefront. Now we have two words that we are going to understand here. So first one is the word locus and second one is the phase. So in mathematics we have a detailed understanding of the word locus. So locus is the set of points or collection of points. So that set of points which will give either in two dimension a complete curve or complete surface. So that particular collection of points is called locus. And second one word is called the phase. So already we learn the concept of phase in standard 11. So chapter of sound or sound waves, in that chapter we learn the concept of phase. So phase is nothing but the state of oscillation of particle at that particular instant. So state of oscillation of that medium, that we define by phase. So let us recall in very short. So the wave equation is given by y is equal to a sine omega t plus kx. So this is wave equation. In this equation we have y is called displacement of particle, then a is amplitude or maximum displacement of particle, then function sine, omega t, t stands for time, omega constant, k constant, and x is the displacement of wave. So we consider an example of a stone drop in still water. So when we drop a stone in water, the surface of water gets disturbed. And we observe that there is a crest and trough will be created on the surface of water. So that type of wave is expressed by the equation y is equal to a sine omega t plus kx. So according to equation, this particular portion, this part is called phase. So with the help of phase, we can understood the whole nature of oscillation of that particular particle. Now this is the mathematically we can explain. Now we have actual diagram of the wavefront, how it looks. So we consider any one point source. So this will be point source S. Suppose for example light source, or when we drop a stone at that point, that is source of waves. So from that light source or source, the wave produced in a form of crest and trough like this. So this will be the wave generate from the source and travel in a form of waveform, crest trough like this. So after a certain time, suppose t is equal to t1, the wave reach at this point, suppose A. Similarly, in other direction also, we consider the same type of wave, crest trough like this. In same other direction, we have the crest trough combination of these two. So this point is suppose B, this point is suppose C. So when disturbance produced from source S, it will reach at point A, simultaneously reach at this point B, simultaneously at C point. So point A, B and C, and such type of all the points, if we take the collection of that points, then we obtain the either the curve or the closed surface. So this particular surface in 3 dimension, and like that we have number of points on this particular either the circle, or in 3 dimension we have suppose sphere. That surface is called wavefront here. Suppose we consider this distance, suppose x from source to A. Similarly this also distance x. S to C again distance x. And time is t1 to reach from S to A, S to B, S to C. That is suppose time t1. Now if we have the phase, so phase of, suppose phase of A, we can write like this omega t1 plus kx. Phase of B is equal to omega t2 plus kx. Then phase of C is omega t2 plus, t1, time is t1 is given, and kx. So what we see here is the same phase. So the points or set of points called locus, to which there is the same phase, such type of the surface is called wavefront in 3 dimension, or in 2 dimension we have the particular closed loop, or loop may be in a form of the circle, for example. That circle is called the wavefront. So we have an example of stone dropped in water, and there is a disturbance created. We observe the circles that go on expanding. That circle shape is called wavefront. In that case, the wavefront shape will be in a form of circle. Now suppose we consider light source or sound source, for example. Light travel in all possible direction, or sound travel in all possible direction. In that case, wave travel in 3 directions. So in 3 direction, the wavefront will be a shape, that is particular surface, in a shape of surface, and that surface are of 3 different category, either spherical in shape, when light or sound source produced from point source, all possible direction, and particular collection is in a form of the sphere. Second case, when source is very far away and the light coming from that source are all parallel rays, and that rays bound the wavefront, that is in a category of plane wavefront. And suppose we have linear source, so for example tube light, that will produce the light in all possible direction, so wavefront will be obtained in a form of cylinder like this. So there are 3 different types of wavefront: spherical, plane and cylindrical wavefront. So we have an example of the spherical as well as plane wavefront that we are going to understood according to the Huygens principle. So before going to start with our construction of spherical or plane wavefront, we learn the concept of Huygens principle. Using that principle, we try to construct the spherical as well as plane wavefront. So let us begin with number third point as the statement of Huygens principle. Now this is an important topic. Number of times asked in examination. Now this principle we divide into three sub-points. So very first point is every point on wavefront act as secondary source of light emitting secondary light waves called wavelets. Every point on wavefront act as a secondary source of light emitting secondary light waves called wavelets. Now these wavelets are in a category of secondary because we always use word secondary. So secondary wavelets travel in all possible direction with speed of light in a medium. Secondary wavelets travel in all possible direction with speed of light in a medium. Then third sub-point, the new wavefront is obtained by taking envelope of all secondary wavelets traveling in forward direction So this is one of the important topic generally asked for 2 marks in examination, state Huygens principle. So we divide into 3 sub points. Every point on wavefront act as secondary source of light. Secondary, primary already we understood. So secondary source of light emitting secondary light waves. That secondary light waves called the secondary wavelets. The secondary wavelets travel in all possible direction with the speed of light in a given medium. And number third, the new wavefront is obtained by taking envelope of all secondary wavelets traveling in forward direction. Now we are going to understood what we have written in this particular statement. Suppose we consider the any point source, suppose S. It will produce the wavefront in a shape of sphere like this or circle like this. So this will be the nature of wavefront produced from light source S. So here we have the wavefront. Now these 3 points we have taken. So these will be 3 points are called the secondary sources. That secondary sources again produce the secondary wavelets. So secondary wavelets means secondary light waves produced in a form of sphere like this. So these will be the secondary wavelets coming from these secondary sources like this. So 1, 2 and 3, suppose point A, then B and C as secondary sources. These secondary sources produce the wavefront called secondary wavelet. Secondary wavelet means small wavefront. That small wavefront produced by secondary sources A, B and C in all possible directions. And now we have to take envelope. Secondary wavelet travel in all possible directions. So we draw here dark line, dark dash. So now we have to take the second wavefront is obtained, new wavefront is obtained by taking envelope. So envelope means common tangent. So what we have to take here is the common tangent. So common tangent we can draw like this. So first secondary wavefront, tangent surface, again tangent like this. So these will be tangent or common tangent to the surface of wavefront, secondary wavelet at A, then B and C. These common tangent gives the new wavefront. So this is called the new wavefront. New wavefront. So here we have used the word envelope. Envelope means we take any card, in that envelope. So envelope cover that particular card like this. Greeting card is covered by envelope. So here also we have new wavefront act as envelope, which envelope the secondary wavelets. So these are the secondary wavelets, and these secondary wavelets are effective only in forward direction. So wavelet doesn't return back, always travel in forward direction. So here in this case we consider the shape of the spherical wavefront generate from point source S. We consider secondary sources A, B and C. These produce secondary wavelets. So these are called secondary wavelets. Secondary wavelets. And secondary wavelets we draw tangent. Tangent will give new wavefront after a certain time, suppose t. So here we consider wavefront at t is equal to 0. After time t is equal to suppose capital T. Now we have definition of velocity v is equal to distance divided by time. Distance is suppose taken as this distance radius. This will be radius of small circles. This radius is taken as distance. Time we have taken t and velocity v. So radius of secondary wavelets is taken as v into t. So all secondary wavelets has the radius vt here, vt like this. So these will explain the progress of spherical wavefront. So initial spherical wavefront t is equal to 0, it will look like this. It will generate secondary wavelets by considering point A, B and C. Then we have new spherical wavefront after time t is equal to capital T like this. So this will be the concept of hygiene principle, which explain how to construct the wavefront here. Now we have the second construction of plane wavefront. So this is construction of the spherical wavefront. Similarly, we have the construction of or the diagram of plane wavefront. In case of plane wavefront, the light is very far, light source is very far, and light coming from that source is all having parallel direction. Suppose if we consider the plane wavefront like this. So first plane wavefront, then second plane wavefront, which are parallel to each other like this. So here we have the plane wavefront and corresponding light travel in this direction like this. So these are the direction of light rays so these are called plane wavefront. Again we have very small understanding of the construction of plane wavefront. So these are the wavefront, first, second, third. The direction of light will be perpendicular to wavefront. Now we have small construction. Suppose we consider these will be side view of plane wavefront. This point is suppose A, second point suppose B, and this point is suppose C. Now these wavefront at time t is equal to 0. Now point A, B and C act as source of secondary waves, secondary source of light as A, B and C, emitting secondary light waves called wavelets. So these wavelets will be look like this. Again we have small spheres like this. So these will be the secondary wavelets produced from point A, B and C. These will be small spheres. Direction will be again forward direction. Now we have radius of this small sphere again equal to V into T. Now we draw common tangent on wavelets produced from point A, B and C. So these will be at time t is equal to t. So these will be plane wavefront. Wavefront, and this is new wavefront. So this is construction of plane wavefront that is produced from point, secondary wavelet produced from A, B and C, initial position and final or new position of a plane wavefront. So we have the construction of spherical as well as plane wavefront using concept of Huygens principle. Now let us begin with the next point called the fourth part of the Huygens principle or Huygens wave theory, that is the reflection of light by plane surface. So we begin with number fourth important point as a reflection of light according to Huygens theory. Reflection of light by plane surface. We have an example of a mirror like this. Now consider a plane mirror. We kept or arranged horizontal. This point is suppose M and N of mirror. Now we consider any point A and second point suppose C. Now light coming from source as a plane wavefront, incident surface of wavefront like this. So light incident on plane mirror in this direction like this. So these will be the parallel rays that will bound the wavefront AB. Suppose we have wavefront AB, or the parallel rays bound the plane wavefront AB, that light will be incident and reflected like this. Light incident on mirror, reflect like this. So we already know the phenomena of reflection. So these two rays bound the parallel wavefront AB. Now at point A we have the normal like this. At point C again we have the normal. That normal is taken as P and P dash. Now check carefully. When wavefront reach at surface of the mirror, first there is a contact with point A, and then after some time B will be touched the point C, and then there is a phenomena of reflection. Incident wavefront, reflected wavefront. So here we have, this part is called incident wavefront. Incident wavefront. So when first wavefront reach at point A, it will act as source of secondary waves, sending out secondary wavelets in this direction. So when we draw the secondary wavelets, we have certain time t. So time capital T required by light to travel from point B to C. So we have given time from B to C. In that time, the light will produce the wavefront from point A, and that will be in a shape of circle, semicircle like this. So when light travel from point B to C, in same time A will be act as source of secondary waves, and that wave will be produce wavefront, secondary wavefront in a shape of semicircle like this. Now we draw tangent from point C on surface of the secondary wavefront. So we draw the tangent from point C. So tangent will be meet at one of the point. This point we meet, or there is intersection of tangent on this particular surface. Now we expand the line from A and that point, suppose E, so that we obtain the reflected wavefront like this. So light will be incident and light will be reflected. Incident direction and reflection direction. So these will be obtained by taking tangent drawn from point C on surface of wavefront like this. Similarly, the C point again reflect the light in this direction like this. So this point is, suppose if you write F and suppose F dash. Now we know the angle of incidence and angle of reflection. So this will be the angle of incidence R. Here also we have angle of incidence, suppose R like this. Incident ray, reflected ray, incident ray, reflected ray. Now this angle is called angle of reflection. This is suppose R. Here also we have angle of reflection R. Now by geometry of figure, we consider this will be the normal and this is mirror surface. These are perpendicular to each other. And second one, wavefront AB and direction of light, these will again perpendicular. So when we have the angle between normal and incident direction of light, normal, we have angle suppose I. So this will be angle I. Similarly, the surface of mirror and wavefront also has same angle I. So this will be angle I, this will be angle I, and here also we have the angle of incidence, that is by geometry of figure, which is the complicated part of this diagram. So angle of incidence here also, and angle of incidence I between surface of mirror as well as the wavefront surface like this. Similarly, we consider the angle of refraction between these two direction, reflected direction of light and normal. This is called angle of reflection, and this is again the incident direction, reflected direction. So see, we have this particular direction. Check carefully, wavefront and direction of light perpendicular to each other. Here also we have reflected wavefront as CE or EC, reflected wavefront, and these will be perpendicular to each other. So we have angle of reflection R, reflected ray and normal, same as we have this angle also, angle of reflection R, like this. So this already we have learned from this direction. So this angle between surface and direction of light, and this again reflection and normal, like this. This can be obtained by geometry of figure. So what we can write from this, the angle of incidence. So angle of incidence is RAP, that is equal to angle this is suppose Q point, Q, C and P dash, Q, C and P dash, that is equal to I here. Similarly, angle of reflection, so angle normal and this will be reflected ray, so angle PA dash, sorry, PAF, that is equal to angle P dash C and F dash, that is equal to suppose R. Again we have the geometry of figure. This angle is equal to I and this angle is equal to R. So in geometry of figure or from figure, what we write, angle BAC, BAC, that is equal to angle ECA, ECA, that will be equal to, sorry, BCA, so angle BAC, BAC, that is angle of incidence I, and we can write like this, angle ECA, ECA, that is equal to angle of reflection R, like this. Now we have the concept of congruent triangles. So we consider only two triangles, triangle ABC and triangle AEC. These two triangles, only we have to observe the two triangles in this figure. So that two triangles are congruent, we can say, with the help of three conditions. So first we write the two triangles in figure, triangle ABC and triangle AEC. We have three parts. So first part is the 90-degree angle, angle AEC, that is equal to angle ABC, ABC, that is equal to 90 degree. Second one is time required by light to travel from B to C. So distance BC, that is equal to distance AE, and this will be equal to V into T, suppose. So in time T, light travel from B to C and from A to E. And third part is the common side AC. So AC is equal to AC, that is the common side of this triangle. So using these three results, suppose this we have equation number 1, and this is suppose second part. So in that particular three equations or three particular steps, we show that the triangle, these two triangles are congruent. So triangle ABC and triangle AEC are congruent. If these two triangles are congruent, then these two angles are same. Triangle BAC, this angle is I, and triangle for triangle AEC, we have this angle, angle ECA, as angle R. So these two angles will be same. Once again check the angles BAC, that is equal to angle ECA, and using equation 1, BAC is angle of incidence I and angle ECA as R. So using 1, using equation or result 1, we can say that I is equal to R. This is nothing but which is law of reflection. So we can prove using the Huygens principle that angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection in case of the wavefront also. This is a little bit complicated, but try to understood the diagram and then go through this particular derivation. We have very easy steps. In textbook we have complicated steps, but here we have very easy steps and minimize the steps so that you can understood the angle of incidence become equal to angle of reflection in this case. And check the video by repeating and making pause the video and try to draw this diagram here. In next lecture we have another phenomena of refraction of light between two mediums that we'll learn in the next video. Thank you.